After months of reeling under the worst economic crisis it has seen, Sri Lanka is hoping that growth returns to the nation. The government says it is looking forward to loans of up to $8 billion in the coming days. Sri Lanka's foreign minister has said that they are expecting around $5 billion in loans from multilateral agencies. This will be over and above the agreement with the IMF for a loan of $2.9 billion. Additionally, the government is trying to raise up to $3 billion via restructuring of state assets.
Apart from what we get from getting from IMF, you are looking at all the others, the multilaterals put together another 4 to 5 billion to purpose, and then investment, if we can have further 3 to 5 billion next year in terms of investment. There is, and also probably President is interested in restructuring some of the institutions. So through that, if we can raise $2 to $3 billion.
These funds are critical for Sri Lanka. The country currently has a public external debt of $40.6 billion, of which it owes 22% to Chinese creditors. The economic crisis has resulted in severe shortage of food and fuel and runaway inflation for more than a year. Sabri said Sri Lanka was still waiting for letters of assurance for debt restructuring from its largest bilateral creditor, China, as well as India. Overall, Sri Lanka's economy has improved, with essential imports such as fuel and food becoming regular.
We have made it very clear, both to the IMF and to our multilateral partners and to our bilateral friends, that patience is running out and it is urgent for the sake of Sri Lankans and the good health of the world economy.
Sri Lanka was expecting to seek IMF board's formal approval for the loan in December, but that has likely been pushed to January, as the government works to lock in financing assurances from countries, including China, Japan and India, as well as private creditors. Now, the foreign minister said Sri Lanka's economy has improved, with essential imports such as fuel and food becoming regular in the country.
Some stability is taking place, then the growth factor. So that should take place, that should start in first quarter of the next year, with the IMF loan coming in, other multilateral agencies coming in, confidence is rebuilt. So, but the growth to take place, it is going to be 2024 if everything goes according to plan.
Now, the economic crisis has been going on for months, and Sri Lanka has been reeling under the worst economic crisis it has seen in a long time. But there are hopes that growth returns to the nation very, very soon. For more on this, we are being joined by Dr. P. Sarvanamuttu, Founder, Executive Director of the Center for Policy Alternatives. Welcome to WION, sir. I need to start right from the beginning on Could you throw some light on which multilateral agencies these are which are offering help or extending loans to Sri Lanka at the moment?
Well, it would be the World Bank, the IMF, of course, the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank would be the multilateral agencies that they're talking about.
So those were reports that we had heard earlier as well. I was hoping to hear some other names when I asked.
Yeah.
And
well, those are the main ones.
How soon do you feel Sri Lanka will be able to come out of the economic situation it is in at the moment?
Well, as you know, the staff agreement has been agreed with the IMF and we're waiting for letters of assurance. The sticking point seems to be the letter of assurance from the Chinese. We may not get that before the end of the year. And that will mean that we will have to go to the March-April board meeting of the IMF to be able to get that. So I think that's quite possible that we would. It might take time, but it's possible that we would. So by March or April next year, we might be able to start implementing the standby agreement. But 2023 is going to be a difficult year. There are the various facets of the IMF agreement which we'll have to implement, and there will be losers, in a sense, coming out of that. I think it's only in 2024 that we will be able to sort of safely say that our recovery is now firmly grounded.
Mm-hmm. So, as per reports now, the public external debt of Sri Lanka at the moment is $40.6 billion, of which it owes 22% to Chinese creditors. Now, do you feel the funds that are coming in through the loans, would they be directed towards clearing off debts with the Chinese creditors, or will they be utilized elsewhere first?
Well, that will depend entirely on whether the multilateral agencies or the other donors who are giving us those funds agree to that. I doubt that very much. I think the issue here is that the Chinese cannot be treated exceptionally, that they have to be treated equally, that all our creditors have to be treated equally.
Thank you so much for joining in, and we hope to speak to you soon with more updates.